back to the Pokemon Video Game Championships mid-season showdowns. I'm your commentator for today, Ismat Myron, and join with us for Swiss Round 2 on stream right here. As we have our both players right now, Zain versus Haryz, and they're both very dominant players right now in the current PC tournaments right here. Both have won the PCs before, and they're both very well competitive players for regional championships. Right? I would like to see what are they gonna bring to the table right here, as both of them have had it back-handed each other over and over again in previous PCs, and I've seen Zain play before. He's a very well mind-reading player. Like, he gets to see, he gets to anticipate moves coming from the opposing player. As I would like to see Haryz as well. What team are they running? Hopefully, well diverse teams as well, as they're both connecting right now into the game. We're gonna see Zain's side on stream right now. He'll be on the screen below, whereas the opposing Haryz will be on the opponent's side above the screen right now. Alright. Yeah, both players are connecting. I would like to see Zain has won his previous round. Both players have won their Swiss round 1. So going to Swiss round 2 right now. They've met before back and forth over and over again. So right now we'll get to see which one takes first victory and which one takes the loss. Alright, both players are writing down the teams. They're going into team preview at the moment. Alright, both players are connecting. I would like to see how would they change, because I know both these players, they don't like to stick to the current core of the metagame. They like to break new grounds, bring in new Pokemon, creating interesting sets at the moment. As you do get to see Zain's side on the top left here, on the bottom left here, as we do see Rayquaza Kyogre team, both restricted legendaries, as we do get to see a Raichu, Crobat, Cresselia, and Amoonguss as support. As we see Haryz top right of the screen here, we do see a okay, I'm excited to see this right now. A Kyogre team with Amoonguss and Crobat, Kangaskhan and Salamence. Now, I like to see how Haryz plays right now, because he has no way to counter a Primal Groudon. If a Primal Groudon were to go off, because there's no Rayquaza or any Pokemon with the airlock ability to negate the weather at the moment. So I'd like to see how both plays, as we do see there's no Primal Groudon at the moment. Oh, I think one of them got disconnected, but both players are in team preview at the moment. The Rayquaza and Kyogre core is like the polar opposite of the Groudon Xerneas core. They both play relatively different, yet have the same role. You know, Rayquaza has one of the restricted legendaries to only Mega Evolve with an attacking move, Dragon Ascent. So that means his item slot is very free. So alright, both players are connecting right now. As we do see on Haryz's side here, he is running the Salamence Kangaskhan, possibly dual Mega team right here. As we do see a Kyogre and Ho-Oh, I would like to see how is he gonna play this Ho-Oh right here to his advantage. As we do see both players are running Amoonguss, Kyogre as well. Whereas we do see a Crobat from Haryz's side as a supportive Mon right now. Now, I would think that both Pokemon running Amoonguss for redirection right now, Rage Powder, and so on. Whereas the Crobat, both players are as well running Crobat, but Zain's side has the Raichu, whereas it could be as like a supportive Mon or an offensive Mon for that matter. Because Raichu, with the Zap play, Max Attack, Volt Tackle could easily one-hit KO a Primal Kyogre. Alright. That's why I would like to see whether is he running the physical set or a special set. Because whenever I play a rain team like this on Kyogre and Rayquaza, I will run physical Raichu for the moment. Cresselia and Amoonguss support, possibly a Tailwind support coming from the Crobat side to outspeed, or Trick Room Potential setter onto the Cresselia side, and Amoonguss for redirection support. Now we do see common Pokemon here, which is the Amoonguss, Kyogre, Crobat on both sides right now. But will we see Haryz bring in the Salamence right now? Because I don't know if Ho-Oh is a very great Pokemon to lead in this game right now, because Kyogre and Raichu could easily set out damage output onto his side. As you see both players shake hands right now, and they're going into the game. Like I've said before, ladies and gentlemen, Zain's side is on the bottom left of the screen, whereas Haryz is on the top right of the screen. Alright, as we do see Haryz sends out the Ho-Oh and Amoonguss. Wow, like I'm like very excited. I'm like at loss of words right now, because it's very rarely that we get an opportunity to see a Ho-Oh on stream. Now as we do see a pressure coming up from the Ho-Oh side right here. Amoonguss, a very questionable like spot for him to be in right now. It's a little bit awkward for him, because Cresselia could easily go for Cresselia could have easily gone for could go for a Psychic or an Ice Beam onto the Amoonguss slot. Ho-Oh also, it's a little bit of an awkward position because Kyogre could easily go for Origin Pulse or Scald or Water Spout for the matter to possibly, potentially give a lot of damage output right now. But we might just see Kyogre go for a potential, Kyogre going for an attack, as we do see Cresselia going for a Safeguard. Oh, to neglect this potential Spore coming onto from the Amoonguss side, as we do see an Origin Pulse coming on to Kyogre, connecting to both Pokemon right now. Will we see a knockout? We don't. Ho-Oh is a very tanky Pokemon right now, as we do see a Brave Bird going on to possibly the Kyogre slot or a Cresselia slot right now. Possibly into Kyogre, as we see a damage output to Kyogre, as that's a critical hit for sure. Oh boy, onto the red zone, both Pokemon, as we do see Ho-Oh knocks itself out from the recoil damage. What would Amoonguss go for? Would it go for a Spore? As it does, but it's protected by the Safeguard set up by Cresselia. Wow, that was a very wow, I'm at shock for words, because the Ho-Oh just went down. I mean, it did its job to give a lot of damage output to the Kyogre. Will we see it come up? As we see Haryz sends out his primal Kyogre at the moment. Now we'll have to see whether Kyogre could easily go for an Origin Pulse right here, but is Zain predicting his Kyogre to be slower than Haryz's Kyogre? Now that's the tricky question right here, because if it is slower, Zain could easily go for a Protect onto the Kyogre and Trick Room the Cresselia to possibly outslow the Kyogre next turn. But then that would have made the Amoonguss faster, so it's a little bit of a pickle situation right here, folks. Zain's already locked in his moves. We're waiting for Haryz to lock in his. As we haven't seen the Mega Evolution coming out from Haryz's side here. Same as Zain as well. I'd like to see what Megas they're gonna run. Zain's possibly running the Mega Rayquaza, obviously. As we do see an Icy Wind, that could definitely outslow the Amoonguss and Kyogre. Now will we see the potential knockout onto the Kyogre or Amoonguss slot from Zain's side here? As we do see a Water Spark coming from the Kyogre, knocking out the Kyogre for sure, and the Cresselia into very minimal damage. Now Amoonguss can't do much to Cresselia at the moment because a Grass Knot or Energy Ball wouldn't do much damage output wise. Now we've seen the Icy Wind onto the Cresselia, which means a fast Cresselia, right, outspeeding the Kyogre. As we do see a Grass Knot here doing very minimal damage onto the Cresselia. Well, that's a very tricky situation right now, because Haryz could easily spam Origin Pulse or Water Spout. As you do see a Rayquaza coming out, threatening the Amoonguss right now with the Dragon's Accent, which is definitely picking up a 1-hit KO regardless of what's going to happen, right? Now, it's a very safe turn for Rayquaza to go for the potential knockout into Amoonguss, but would he predict that and go for a Protect? Because right now Kyogre is even slower than Cresselia for the matter due to the Icy Wind speed reduction just now. Now this is an awkward position because Arcleaf can knock out only one Pokemon, because Cresselia cannot do a lot of damage output onto Kyogre, Amoonguss, and Amoonguss can't do much to either Cresselia or Rayquaza. So Arcleaf might see that as a potential threat because he is blocked by the Safeguard, so Spores are not a problem for him at the moment. So he might recognize that Kyogre is the potential threat at the moment. Now if Zain's running a Helping Hand here, then I'm pretty sure a Helping Hand Dragon Accent would knock out Primal Kyogre, but we do see a Cresselia switch out into the Raichu. Oh, so we might just see a safe Protect coming out from Rayquaza right here. We'll have to see, folks, because with the Delta Stream ability up, Kyogre cannot pick up. It cannot do a lot of damage output onto the Rayquaza slot due to the Delta Stream ability neglecting the Ice Beam damage output. As we do see a Rayquaza going for a safe Protect right here. Now this next turn here, Zain's opposing a lot of damage output at the moment because we do see a Rage Powder right now. Now this would not matter in the next turn right now because Rayquaza could go for a Dragon Accent onto the Amoonguss slot, and Raichu going for a possible 1-hit KO electric attack, possibly Volt Tackle or Thunderbolt onto the Kyogre slot. But I've run a lot of Raichus before and they're not really good for a special side at the moment because Kyogre's special defense is very high, it's very bulky. Even your max special attack variant cannot pick up 1-hit KOs onto Kyogre, which you need it on, right? So we'll have to see here the play. We do see a Rage Powder redirecting all attacks onto the Amoonguss, but will the Amoonguss survive the Dragon Accent right here? As we do see Rayquaza's Dragon Accent going up right here, it's a little bit pointless because it's gonna pick up the 1-hit KO regardless due to the super effectiveness. As we do see a defense, a special defense increase from Rayquaza, but we'll have to see what does Raichu go for here onto the Kyogre slot. We didn't see a Kyogre Protect, right? As we do see Life Orb running onto the Rayquaza, as we do see Volt Tackle from the Raichu going onto the Primal Kyogre, will it pick up the knockout? as it does. It's possible, and we don't see a life orb from the Raichu, possibly running a Zap Plate to boost up electric attacks. So we do see the recoil reduction there, right? So now Haryz is down to his last Pokemon right here, which is the Salamence, and it's a little bit of a lost cause because Salamence can only outspeed Raichu and Mega Mance once it Mega Evolves, right? But Mega Rayquaza could easily switch out right now to preserve, to possibly preserve it for extreme speed, or Raichu might go for a Nuzzle at the moment to slow down the Mega Salamence. But Mega Salamence might go for a Protect right here, or we'll have to see. Will Haryz want to reveal even more information going forward to 2 more rounds? As this year, right, to switch instead of the Cresselia. I'm also a little bit of a puzzle moment right here, possibly sending out the Cresselia to survive the Hyper Voice and Double Edge, and might go for a potential Icy Wind in the next turn. Will we see the Rayquaza go for a Protect here, or he could easily go for a Draco Meteor if he has it right now, as we see Salamence go for the Protect. Knowing that Salamence went for Protect, that means that the Rayquaza did not go for Protect. Yes, it does go for the Dragon Extend, and Safeguard is no longer up, but that's not viable because the Amoonguss has been knocked out already from Haryz's side. Now we might just see Rayquaza go for a safe Protect right here, and an Icy Wind coming out from the Cresselia slot. I think Zain has already thought about this game in long-term wise, as we do see a Hyper Voice coming from the Rayquaza. If the Salamence did went for a Draco Meteor, then I think that would be a good game, ladies and gentlemen. Now Mega Salamence is going to take the Dragon's Extend right here. It does over 50% of damage. Yes, it does over 50%. Now, but will the Icy Wind knock it out? Because even though it's a single target, but the Delta Stream ability is up, right? So it only does about 2 times the special super effectiveness. As, yeah, neglectable damage. Speed has reduced, but this will be a very safe turn for Zain to go for an extreme speed, and there's nothing that Mega Salamence can do to outspeed an extreme speed unless it has its own extreme speed, which I doubt, right, knowing most Mega Salamence is set. But we do see a safe Dragon Extend from Mega Rayquaza picking up the KO, because trying not to risk the extreme speed not knocking out right there. As we do see a safe 3-0 win on Zain's side right here. Alright, moving on to game 3. Alright, both players are giving the thumbs up ability right here. We do see Zain pick up the 3-0 knockout at the moment. Alright, a lot that we can learn from last round, right? Like Rayquaza has revealed the Life Orb, the Dragon's Extend, and we've seen that Zain could identify the potential targets, like which one to knock out first, because we know that he's running a pretty fast Cresselia to outspeed the Primal Kyogre. I think that's vital information for Haryz to take forward to next round. Going forward to consider these speed EVs on what the Cresselia is being run, what items they're running, and then now both players are also in team preview right now. We didn't see both players bring out their Crobat, for the matter Crobat and Kangaskhan, so we might just see Haryz maybe want to switch it up a little bit, bring the second Mega into the game to spice things up, because Ho went down the first turn after the Origin Pulse connected. More like the Water Spout, sorry. As we just see Zain leads off with a 1-0 victory here. Will we see Haryz make a comeback, bringing this game into game 3? We'll have to see, folks. Will we see the same leads as before? Like the Ho-Oh and Amoonguss slot right here, and the Cresselia and Kyogre onto Zain's slot. Both parties have selected their Pokemons, and we're going into the game right now. We'll have to see, folks. Will we see the same leads, or are they going to switch things up a little bit? I would like to see Haryz possibly bring the Ho-Oh and Kangaskhan to the game. We'll have to see. One can hope, folks. As we do see the Crobat instead this time with the Kyogre, Primal Kyogre. As we do see a Crobat, both Pokemon, both players are leading off with their Crobats. Oh wow, this is a little bit awkward right here. The Rayquaza is out. But here's the thing, Kyogre's Ice Beam cannot do plentiful of damage onto the Crobat slot because of the Delta Stream ability once it does Mega Evolve, right? But Kyogre could, on Haryz's side, could easily go for the Ice Beam onto Zain's Crobat, and Haryz could easily swap out the Crobat for Rayquaza with the Airlock ability to negate the Delta Stream ability if Zain decides to Mega Evolve, right? So these are the thought process that both players are going through right now, what they have to predict left and right. Because I don't think both Crobats are going to go for a possible tailwind. It'll be a little bit awkward right now, possibly going for a Taunt or Super Fang. Or Zain might just go for a Super Fang onto the Primal Kyogre and a Dragon Extend onto the Primal Kyogre, right? As you can see, the Rayquaza Mega Evolved to definitely wants to get the Delta Stream ability up to negate any potential Ice Beams onto the Crobat and Mega Rayquaza slot, negating the weaknesses right here. It's pretty safe for him to just, Mega Rayquaza going for a Protect there. I'm not sure if Haryz doubled up on the Mega Rayquaza slot. As we do see the Crobat on Zain's side go faster than the Crobat on Haryz's side, going for a Tailwind. Both parties going for their own Tailwind right now. Will we see Haryz go for the potential Ice Beam onto Rayquaza? Oh, we do see a Water Spout and say, wow, that's a very good prediction right there. Will he pick out the KO on Crobat? No, it's EV'd enough to survive a Water Spout from Primal Kyogre, definitely because of the double Pokemon slots right there. That's a very high damage output, because if he were to go for the Ice Beam, he would have to risk either one protecting, which is the Rayquaza, or he wouldn't do as much damage because of the Delta Stream ability being up, right? So we'll have to see what they go for now. We'll see a Haze coming from Crobat on Zain's side. What is happening here, folks? What's with the Haze? As we do see a Super Fang going on to the Rayquaza slot. Will Rayquaza target the Crobat? No, it targets Kyogre instead. Wow, now that's pretty safe. I'm shocked. The Haze. Probably to counter potential Geomancy Xerneases out there. We've not seen Haze on most Crobats. I mean, but that's a very good move to counter Geomancies, right? Once they've set up. Yeah, I'm shocked. Will we see a Ho-Oh come out here? Because I'm really excited if Haryz did bring the Ho-Oh, right? Or the second Mega, which is Mega Kangaskhan. Because we've seen Mega Salamence on the previous turn didn't provide much on his arsenal right now. As on Zain's side right here, it's a little bit awkward. Will he want to sack the Crobat right here? As we do see a Super Fang possibly going to the Kyogre slot. Yes, it is going to the Kyogre. Will we see a Dragon Accent as well coming out from there? It's pretty safe for him because Rayquaza is definitely faster than Primal Kyogre, right? As we do see a Dragon Accent, is it EV'd enough to survive a Dragon Accent at 50% of health from a Crobat Super Fang? We'll have to see here, folks, as it doesn't. Oh boy, that's one heavy offensive Pokemon on Haryz's side going down the field right here, which is a little bit worrisome because Haryz has not much damage output, right, to hit the Crobat right now. Not only Crobat, but the bulky mons like Zain's potential Primal Kyogre at the back, right? So we do see Ho-Oh. Yes, I'm really excited because Ho-Oh is the Rainbow Pokemon, right? It's very bulky, can provide a lot of offense as well, the Sacred Fire and Brave Bird. But will we see Zain switch out here, or he decides to possibly just lose one of the Pokemon? We do see a Taunt coming onto the Crobat right here, as we do see a Super Fang possibly going to the Ho-Oh slot? No, into the Crobat slot. Okay, I'm identifying Ho-Oh as the bigger threat right here, but Zain sees that Crobat is the one to be knocked out first as well. As we do see Zain going for Dragon Accent onto the Crobat. We see him going targeting these moves, right? Super Fang, Dragon Accent, the combination onto one Pokemon, like ensuring the pickup, the knockout will be there. As we see a Sacred Fire possibly going to Rayquaza. Yes, it is. It's going to connect to Rayquaza. Now picking on the Rayquaza KO, but I'm pretty sure Ho-Oh is bulky enough to survive a Dragon Accent from Rayquaza, because if he were to knock out the Crobat instead, the Rayquaza could have gone down to Life Orb next turn, right? A little bit of a wastage of scenario right now. As you see Kangaskhan come out, yes, like I said, I wanted to see Kangaskhan and Ho-Oh come out. As we can see a Raichu come out from Zain's side. Now, if Zain were to go for a fake, Crobat is taunted, so he could only go for a Super Fang right now. And will we see Raichu potentially go for a fake out? Will he be running that? Pretty sure he is. I mean, it's Raichu, it's faster than Mega Kangaskhan for the matter, so it would definitely ensure the fake out into one of the Pokemon. But Raichu as well doesn't want to get much damage output because he wants to take on the Ho-Oh, right, for the super effective damage with Volt Tackle. Like we've seen the last turn, Volt Tackle could easily knock out the Primal Kyogre, so I would like to see how much damage output would it do to a very bulky Ho-Oh right now. And I'm pretty sure Kangaskhan loves where he's at because he could easily Super Fang to the Crobat slot, but if he's predicting that, then the Crobat would switch out, right? So we'll have to see here, folks, as we do see no switch outs from any players right now. Kangaskhan is going to Mega Evolve. Is he going to go for a Fake Out himself or a Double Edge? Or will we even see an attack coming out from here? As we do see a Fake Out going onto the Ho-Oh slot. What? As we do see a Super Fang going onto the Kangaskhan. So we don't see fake out coming from Haryz's side. We do see a double edge instead going on to the Raichu slot. Will it pick up the KO? Yes, it does. Without even a critical hit. Raichu is just that frail for that matter. It's like a glass cannon. It does high damage output, but it's really, really frail for the matter. As we do see leftovers running on the Ho-Oh set. Excuse me, folks. Now who? We see Zain send out Kyogre probably. As we do see a Primal Kyogre. Alright. Now if Crobat wasn't taunted, Crobat could have easily gone for a Tailwind instead this turn and protect the Kyogre, right? So it would outspeed both Pokemon the next turn and potentially get off a Water Spout or Origin Pulse off for the matter. Yeah, so we'll have to see. As we don't see the taunt wear off yet, so we'll have to see how Zain gonna play this, because right now Ho-Oh and Kangaskhan could potentially knock out the Kyogre with their very high damage output, and there's nothing that can prevent them, not even a quick guard, because I don't think Haryz will make the play of going for a Sucker Punch onto the Kyogre slot. And we've seen before that Ho-Oh can do high damage outputs with the Brave Bird. So we'll have to see. As we do see a Protect coming from the Kyogre, would we see a Tailwind or Super Fang play on the Crobat? We do see Super Fang play instead. Super Fang onto the Kyogre, possibly thinking that it will knock itself out with the double edge recoil, but we see him go for a safe low kick onto the Kyogre slot. As we do see a Tailwind from the Ho-Oh, ensuring that he will outspeed both Pokemon next turn. Now it comes down to this, right? Because Crobat could easily Tailwind here, or will we see a double protect play on Zain's side onto the Kyogre and Tailwind with the Crobat? Or will we see him not getting double protect and get double knocked out with the double edge and Brave Bird from the Ho-Oh onto the Kyogre slot? Because this is the turn that decides it. Double edge picks up with the critical hit. That's nothing Zain can do right now. I'm pretty sure Haryz has sealed up the game right now with the Brave Bird possibly onto the Crobat slot. We do see Kyogre go down to its own recoil from the double edge damage right there. I mean, with a one-hit KO onto the Primal Kyogre, of course it's gonna take itself out due to recoil. As we do see a Brave Bird finish sealing up the game right now for Haryz's side, so it brings down to a 1-1 situation. That's a really great comeback from Haryz's side, switching up the playstyle a little bit. The critical hit there possibly might have mattered, because he could have survived if Haryz were to go for a Brave Bird onto the Crobat instead, but I'm pretty sure he went to the Kyogre slot, right? And yeah, just like I hoped, Haryz did switch out, like bring the Kangaskhan instead, because like you've seen the previous round that Mega Salamence wasn't doing much for his team wise. It wasn't benefiting Haryz as much, because knowing that Zain's team is very well prepared, right, with the Raichu, Crobat, all these support tanky mons. So I would like to see how, going to game 3 right now, predicting which Mega is going to come in, and what kind of support Pokemon that Zain's going to bring into the game, right? As we do see on the stream below, above right here, they are both in team preview right now. This is where the mind games come in, folks, because both of these players, they are very high skill, very high caliber, and I would like to see how like what they're gonna run, what they're gonna bring this time, what they're gonna do to support each other, what mons. Will we see the Kangaskhan or Salamence instead? Because right now, right, both parties have very high offensive threats right now. Mega Rayquaza, Mega Primal Kyogre, and then on Haryz's side there, that Ho-Oh is really tanky, really bulky, although it cannot take Origin Pulse or Water Spout. But still, it's really tanky on taking on like Volt Tackle probably from Raichu. Because Haryz knows the information right now, right? Because if the Raichu's on the field, you don't want to send your Kyogre out. It's very vulnerable to Volt Tackle one-hit KOs, right? As we do see both players going onto the stream right now, both players have sighted their Pokemon. As we do see possibly Haryz isn't going to send out his Pokemon first. As we do see a Kangaskhan and the same Ho-Oh team. The duo that won him the previous round, he's going to lead them up first, right? As we do see, oh my goodness, we do see a Raichu and Crobat onto Zain's side, which I would say is the perfect lead, because Raichu could easily outspeed the Kangaskhan and set up a great fake out, unless the Kangaskhan has enough focus and do high damage onto Crobat or Raichu for the matter. But then Ho right here is in a great position, right? Because he could easily Sacred Fire, potentially get the burn for the matter onto the Raichu or Crobat for that matter. Or it could easily set up its own Tailwind. We'll have to see here, folks. Because once both Pokemon set up the Tailwind, the speed is neglected, right? Okay, as we do see, Kangaskhan does evolve, decide to Mega Evolve. Will we see a Double Edge here? Potentially picking up the KO. We do see a Fake Out going to the Kangaskhan. As we do see a Tailwind coming out from the Crobat. Will we see Ho-Oh setting up his own Tailwind right here? I believe so. As it does set up its own Tailwind right now. So they're both on even playing fields, but Raichu and Crobat is still the faster Pokemon among the two. So we'll have to see here. Raichu could easily pick up the KO onto Ho-Oh because of its bulkiness, can take moves from Mega Rayquaza and so on. So we'll have to see whether Zain can identify the threat right now. As we do see, Kangaskhan decide to switch up, possibly conserving the Fake Out that he could potentially use later on Zain. As we do see an Amoonguss. Wow, what? I would like to see what item is running on the Amoonguss. As we do see a Super Fang. As we do see Effect Spot paralyzing the Crobat. Oh my god. Yeah, like, because, Regenerator is not really a move you want to use in VGC 16 anymore. As we do see Volt Tackle going on to the Amoonguss slot as well, getting the recoil damage of its own. Yeah, back to what I was saying. As we do see Sacred Fire going onto Raichu's slot right here. Now this gives Haryz the safe window for him to bring out his Primal Kyogre right now. Because the biggest threat, which is the Kyogre, is gone. Right? As we do see Zain set out his Primal Kyogre at the moment. As I was saying before, the Amoonguss running Regenerator is not really viable anymore. Because you have big restricted legendaries like Primal Kyogre, Groudon. There's no point for you to switch in and switch out your Amoonguss to take hits or take damage anymore. So running an Effect Sport is a better choice for your Amoonguss all around, right? Now, it's a very safe turn for Haryz right here because he has an Amoonguss and a Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh could potentially outspeed the Kyogre, but Kyogre could easily go for a Water Spout for the mana, and there's no safeguard up, right? So we'll have to see whether this Amoonguss have a Mental Herb, because the Crobat might go for potential Taunt onto the Amoonguss. So we'll have to see whether Haryz makes any good switch-ins or decides to sack any of the Pokemon. We do see Crobat switch out though. Potentially Rayquaza's coming in. Oh boy. So we do see the last three from Zain's side, which is the Kyogre, Rayquaza, and the Crobat for that matter. As we do see a Protect coming up from the Amoonguss on Haryz's side right here. As we do see a Water Spout from Zain's side picking up. Not what? Even in the heavy rain. As we do see a Brave Bird potentially going onto the Rayquaza slot right here, or the Kyogre. Onto the Kyogre, doing over 50% of damage. Now, that was wow, that turn though. The Ho-Oh is so bulky, it could take a full HP Water Spout from a Primal Kyogre. But we have to understand that Rayquaza was sent out, so the effects of the rain was neglected. Now, it didn't happen. So we'll have to see who this Haryz sent out, right? He could potentially send a Kangaskhan, right? Oh, but he decided to send out the Kyogre. Now, will we see both Kyogres potentially having an electric attack to harm the opposing Primal Kyogre? But then again, Rayquaza is out here, right? It could easily go for a Dragon Extend to the Kyogre, but it could be blocked by the Amoonguss's Rage Powder. So I can't wait to see the plays here, folks. Can Amoonguss defend his partner right now with the Primal Kyogre with a Rage Powder? I can't wait to see here, because definitely your Rayquaza is gonna Mega Evolve here, right? It's gonna Mega Evolve. Electric attacks can't do as much damage as you would like to onto the Rayquaza. And Kangaskhan could easily come back later in with a Fake Out and Double Edge. So, oh, we do see a Rayquaza switch out right here. Sending in back to Crobat. A lovely name with the X-Wing referencing Star Wars. As we do see a Rage Powder. If Zain reads this, we just go for the Ice Beam instead from the Kyogre. We do see a Water Spout coming from the opposing Kyogre, picking up the KO onto Crobat, but living with the Primal Kyogre. This is really intense here, folks. My vein is popping out right now. We do see an Ice Beam onto the Amoonguss slot right here. But it comes down to this, right? Haryz has a Mega Evolution. Both Pokemon have their Mega Evolution. Rayquaza and Kang, and both have their partners which are Primal Kyogre. But Zain's Primal Kyogre is severely damaged. Whereas both Pokemon on Haryz's side are very healthy. Almost full, in fact, on Haryz's side, right? So would we see the Fake Out play right now? because Zain could then double protect, and both we do see the Primal Kyogre on Haryz's side being faster compared to Zain's Primal Kyogre. So it's pretty safe for him to fake out the Rayquaza instead and attack the Primal Kyogre on Zain's side. So we'll have to see how is Zain gonna get out of this pickle right now, because he needs like a crit with Dragon Accent or Extreme Speed for that matter. Yes, we do see a Mega Rayquaza going for its Mega Evolution right now. Lovely shiny Rayquaza. I love it. Does it come in black? Of course it does. Lovely Snake Dragon. Alright, so we do see Rayquaza going for Protect. Will we see a double Protect play right here? One can hope, folks. We do see a double Protect on Zain's side, playing it safe, trying to scout what would Haryz go for, as we do see a fake out onto the Rayquaza slot, like I predicted before, in a Water Spout. So it comes down to this. Can Rayquaza on Zain's side critical hit Dragon Accent the Kyogre? Because if it does, then Zain might potentially win. But right now Haryz could easily, because he knows, Haryz knows that his own Primal Kyogre can outspeed Zain's Primal Kyogre. So it comes down to whether can Dragon Accent critical hit the Primal Kyogre on Haryz's side. Then it would seal him the win. Because right now it's looking more on Haryz's side right now. We'll have to see here, folks. It's definitely going to target down the Kangaskhan instead. We do see a KO though. Alright. So now, which target did Haryz attack right now? Water Spout possibly? Oh, possibly going for an Ice Beam. Ice Beam! Oh boy, onto the Rayquaza. That might have lost him the game. That must have been a critical hit! That's not a crit. What? I'm very confused here, folks. Alright, as we do see an Origin Pulse here on Zain's side. It's not gonna do much damage output, barely even half. And that's even a critical hit! Oh my goodness! That's even a crit! Alright, I'm pretty sure Haryz got it sealed up. Yep, with a skull. Both players are shaking hands right now. That was an incredible game for Swiss round 2. Now that was very lovely from Haryz. And he had a Ho-Oh, mind you. Using a Ho-Oh. I'm shocked by that game. Like, I'm at loss for words, right? Because you have to identify the threats. Mega Rayquaza could easily picked up the one hit KO onto Mega Kangaskhan's side right there. And Haryz played, he adjusted well into the game, going from 3 rounds game, Swiss round 1, 2, 3. Whereas the first one he led off with Salamence, like I said, it didn't do much for him. And he led off with Mega Kangaskhan for the next 2 rounds, round 2 and 3. And it won him the game because fake out advantage is number 1. And his Crobat also provided the Tailwind support, Super Fanging the bigger threats, the bulkier threats, and the whole surviving a Water Spout with full HP Primal Kyogre under the rain. But mind you, the partner was a Rayquaza with the Airlock ability, so it kind of negates it. But nevertheless, that Ho-Oh was so tanky. And it provided the Brave Bird damage output that it needed to let Haryz pick out the knockouts that he needed. Wow, I'm really shocked that game actually happened. That game actually happened. A Mega Kangaskhan and Ho-Oh as well. Alright, I can't wait to see what other players are going to bring for round 3 and what who's going to come up against to play each other in round 3. So I'll see you all for round 3 in Swiss rounds. Thank you.